Today I just felt like I should share a little of my struggle when it comes to posting content online. Now, the thing is, for quite some time, I had wanted to do that. Now, I studied architecture in school, and at a time, I think this should be about 2 years back, I wanted to start posting content online. But then, somewhere inside of me, I did not know how to start or where to start. I was struggling in between the things I wanted to talk about, my passions, the subjects that interested me, and then also in between what I do for work, which is practicing architecture, construction. We are always on the field supervising. I even went as far as checking for people who were on YouTube online so that I could see what type of content they were posting. But then most of them didn't really resonate with me. So I kept on putting off the idea. Not until last year. Last year, yes, I think it was last year. Either ending of last year or towards the beginning of this year, I decided to be intentional about posting what I do online. So I started taking pictures of work we carried out on site and started posting it. So every single day I did that back to back from January till around March or so. And it was good. At least each day I went to site, there was a picture I would take or make a video and then post it on Instagram, especially on Instagram. But then I was still not okay. Somewhere inside of me, there was still an aspect of me that was left unexpressed. Though I couldn't put words to it, but I just knew I was not satisfied. I knew there was something else I should be doing that I wasn't doing at the time. Now, I think in what month exactly is this? In in April. Yeah, in April when I met with my mentor. So while we were talking, he asked me a question. I told him about my work. Then he asked if I had an additional source of income, right? Yeah. And then he said I should think of doing something in line with what I do, that is architecture. Now, that was a struggle for me actually because I still had not resolved my mind as to what type of content to make. Now, I kept brooding on that. I kept thinking about that. Now, when I watch other videos on YouTube that talk about finances, that talk about relationships, that talk about other subjects that resonate with me, somewhere inside of me, I would start imagining, what if I tailor my content in that direction? So it kept happening. There was an internal struggle between what I do and the things that I want to talk about. Then on a particular day, this should be in May, I was somewhere with this mentor of mine. We were waiting for someone to interview. And while the guest came that we were waiting for, my mentor was on a call. So I had the privilege of chatting with the guest for a few minutes before my mentor got off the phone call he was making. And while we were talking, I think I asked him a question, yes, about my struggle. I told him, this is what I want to do, but how do I go about it? Then he said something. Now, I have been hearing this on several occasions, but when he said it to me physically, it made more sense. He said, tell your story. But most importantly, he said, clarity comes with action. Clarity comes on the journey. Clarity does not come when you are thinking. Yes, I remember he asked me particularly, what am I doing? As touching the struggles that I'm having, he asked me, so what are you doing? Then I told him, I'm reading, I'm thinking, But then he said, share your story, tell your story, because clarity comes with doing. Clarity comes with doing. So I said, okay, went back. After some few days, I said, all right, let me take on a new approach. Now, combining his advice with that of my mentor, I decided to say, okay, let me now re strategize and start a different, particular type of content strategy where I will not only showcase my work, but I'll now begin to talk about it. I'll show my face. And then, if there's one thing, I always knew that I had a way with words. I'm still learning though, but I love to speak. So I said, okay, I'll show my face on the camera, no matter what. After all, I read this statement somewhere. I've forgotten who said it originally, but the statement said, you don't have to be great to start, but you definitely have to start to be great. So I said, I would start it rough. I would start it at the very basic level where I am, and then we'll see how it goes. So that was how I decided to start showing my face in front of the camera. For those who have been following me for a while, they would notice my strategy has changed. Initially, I was just posting about the work, but now I'm showing my face and I'm talking about what I'm doing. Now, the other thing is I still feel inside of me there's much more to me than just the architecture that I do, that I practice. So, one day at a time, one day at a time, as the days go by, I'll continue to unpack the other things that are still in my mind. As it is said, nobody has life figured out, so we learn on the journey. So, but this is one of the few struggles that I still struggle with. In fact, sometimes as I make a video and I'm editing it and I'm about to post, there's still an internal struggle within me. Post or not to post, post or not to post. But whenever I'm facing that internal struggle, I remember Salem Kinging on Instagram would always say, no matter how bad it is, make sure you post whenever you have a video or a piece of content ready. Make sure you post it. You never know. It is with each daily practice that we get better. So that has always been an encouragement to me. So whenever I make it, no matter how crappy it may seem, or no matter how unprofessional or unready I think it may be, or no matter how I try to convince myself that this needs more work, I just said, post it. That's what Salem Kinging says to do. So I'll just post it. So I don't know if you're facing similar struggle out there as touching your passion and your profit, what you do for work, and other areas, how you think you want to be more expressive online. So, but as for me, this is one of the areas in which I am still struggling with, but I'm trying to get a hang of it and definitely will. But as the days go by, I'll just keep leaning on the journey, doing my part. And then I believe, as they say, clarity comes on the road, clarity comes with action. So with each daily action, there's more clarity as the days go by. So, and watch out for more of this sort of content. And I still put out content explaining architecture and the construction industry, of course. And I also share life tips and my journey as well. So if you're new on here on the channel, subscribe, turn on your notification button for more of this kind of content. And see you in the next video. So be kind enough to comment your own struggles also, if any. Stay blessed by the best. And until the next time, take care.